All right, guys, Paul Singh, Bulls on Wall Street. Quick video here, intraday, just to show you guys why I entered Netflix today. I actually got a couple of questions here, and I actually got some of you guys emailing me before the entry today, spotting it as a good entry. So that's great that you guys are picking up on the type of things we look for here. So especially those of you who have been in the boot camp and have heard me talk about earnings breakouts. So what I was looking at here is, obviously here in Netflix, we got the earnings breakout on big volume. I wasn't thrilled at the way it closed here. So it wasn't going to be an early entry candidate. I like them to close a little higher towards the top of the range, as Netflix did last time it had an earnings breakout. And you can see this time it flew right away after that strong close off earnings. This time it didn't do that, pulled back in. And honestly here, I was waiting to see how it would react to the 9. I really wanted to enter here, potentially around 135 if it started to break and hold at this point. But we got it a little earlier here. So the key level I'm looking at is either the 9 or the breakout bar here. And looks like we've held that level and we're showing some strength here. Once I get that, and I was monitoring it earlier today, but I wanted to see, is it a fake out like the previous days? But at this point, an hour, when I made the entry, almost 2 hours into the close, it's held that strength most of the day. So that's a good thing. So felt comfortable with the entry there. We've got the strength. We've got a pivot in here. The tricky thing in here, and I talked about 3 or 4 points being my stop level, which is pretty good. It gets us to the bottom of this pivot range where I normally like to put it. The tricky thing is the 9 here, but I think if it were to pull back, the 9 would be coming up like this by that time. So we would still be okay with the 9. I never like to place my stop here, and the 9 is going to be right under, and it could test that. But I like where it is. Entry was here for me, was 140.17. And the way I'm going to play this, I like to play these to the top of the range, but that's not going to be enough points. So we needed to actually break through here. We have no overhead resistance because we're basically in high territory at this point. But past history has shown me that these breakouts, this one here, we've got a few that I had looked at in the back, like right here, and just this general move in here. This thing can move 10 or 15 points. So maybe we test that round number 150. If we did that, that'd be a nice 10-point gain, and we're only risking 3 or 4 points. To the lower side, maybe anywhere between 145 and 150 here, I'll look to take profits. Hopefully it happens really quick. What will really help is if the big techs that are reporting next week, the Googles, the Amazons, if they report really well, that would also likely give Netflix a nice push here, even though it's already had its own earnings. So a little recap here on the trade setup, and we'll see how this plays out. You guys know how I do it. It's going to be a set it and forget it. Target hits, stop hits, whichever one comes first, that's where I'll be getting out. So I'll see you guys later.